This is Inside Indiana Business, radio on demand for the morning of April 28th, 2023. I'm Wes Mills. CenterPoint Energy has laid out its latest plans to switch away from coal-powered plants. As part of its integrated resource plan, the Texas-based utility says its Indiana electric business will end the use of coal by 2027. The F.B. Cully Generating Station in Warwick County, its last coal-burning plant, will convert to natural gas. Currently, 85% of electricity generated for its southwest Indiana customers comes from coal. By 2030, CenterPoint expects more than 80% of the power will be generated by solar and wind, with the remainder provided by natural gas. Heidelberg Materials North America has begun production at its new $600 million cement plant in the Lawrence County city of Mitchell. The company, formerly known as Lehigh Hanson, said the facility will ultimately produce 2.4 million tons of cement annually. Construction on the plant began in 2019, but was delayed in March 2020 due to the pandemic. A spokesperson for Heidelberg told IIB construction resumed at an accelerated pace the following September. The company said the new plant is the second largest cement plant in North America. Companies that supply parts to Indiana's recreational vehicle industry are feeling the effects of a slowdown in the RV industry. Inside Indiana Business reporter Alex Brown has details.
Elkhart-based Patrick Industries is reporting first quarter net income of $30 million compared to $113 million during the same period a year ago. The components maker for the RV, manufactured housing, and marine industries attributes much of the 73% decrease to the RV industry, which is reporting a 54% drop in wholesale shipments to dealers. CEO Andy Nemeth says the company's diversification allowed it to still show a Q1 profit, crediting its marine end market sales, which were up 25% during the first quarter. The manufacturer saw an overall 33% drop in Q1 net sales to $900 million compared to $1.3 billion during the same period in 2022. It also saw a drop in revenue in its housing end market, which Patrick attributes to, quote, elevated interest rates, persistent inflation, and decreased housing affordability, particularly in the single-family market. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business, Radio.
Elkhart County manufactures nearly 90% of all RVs in the U.S. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business, radio on demand.
Indiana business and community leaders, you're invited to a roadshow unlike any other. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation are joining forces for the Engage Indiana series, presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. A focus on talent, education, and issues that shape our economy. 7 regional events, 1 shared purpose, advancing the future of Indiana. Discover more at ibj.com/engage. Indiana, it's time to get revved up. Inside Indiana Business is going racing. We'll be at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the month of May and take you inside the business of motorsports, from gasoline alley to high-tech race shops to small-town dirt tracks. We'll explore what fuels a billion-dollar industry in the state. Join the entire Inside Indiana Business team from the world's greatest race course for Business at the Brickyard, brought to you by Purdue University. It's checkered flag coverage you won't want to miss.
Tech Experts Incorporated, which provides outsourced technology support services to clients around the world, has opened an Indianapolis office and plans to create 450 jobs by 2027. Based on the job creation goals, the Indiana Economic Development Corporation has offered the company up to $2 million in tax credits and $100,000 in training grants, but those benefits are based on the company hiring Hoosiers. The global company also has an office in Colorado Springs. A new publication from the Indiana Business Research Center at IU shows a generational housing bubble is in the offing, and that the U.S. may be building more new housing than it will actually need over the next decade. The study shows current demand from millennials in Indiana has put pressure on the housing market in recent years, but that trend won't last. The study indicates new housing built now to meet strong demand may sit vacant in a decade, as the current bubble in demand generated by millennials will slowly deflate. It also shows retiring baby boomers will increase the volume of houses put back on the market. Indiana continues to receive annual payments from the tobacco industry as part of a master settlement agreement first reached in 1998 with 46 states. Attorney General Todd Rokita's office says the state last week received a $136 million payment. His office says Indiana will continue to receive payments as long as tobacco manufacturers sell cigarettes in the state. The Indiana Destination Development Corporation has partnered with the Indiana Association of Realtors to launch a new campaign to showcase the Hoosier State. The Home Again in Indiana campaign intends to showcase Indiana-born people who moved away but chose to return. The IDDC says it wants to highlight personal stories of Hoosiers and let them share why they decided to move back to Indiana. I'm Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business, Radio on Demand.